Hi guys, welcome to this week's episode. It's been super crazy here on our end. The packing is ramping up, of course. We're 5 weeks out from closing. Hopefully that sticks. And just taking a lot of trips to the new build, meeting with suppliers, making some last minute decisions. And just the usual daily stuff as well with kids and work. So it's super crazy here, but I really wanted to get some content out to you guys this week. We are talking about upgrades. Upgrades. A lot of people have been asking me about this. What upgrades did you select? How much was it? What's important? What should I not select? What are your top 5, items that you really think are important to incorporate into a new build home? These are all questions that I will answer, in the next few upcoming videos. I think it's a big topic, especially if you are doing a custom build home where everything you pretty much can select, including structural changes. So I am going to, dedicate probably I'd say 2 to 3 videos to this topic. So stay tuned to the upcoming videos as well, as it'll just continue and we will discuss them. And please leave some, questions or comments for me below if you want me to add anything in the upcoming videos. But I am going to, separate these videos so that we're not sitting at an hour-long video because nobody has time to sit and watch an hour-long video. So today specifically, we are going to discuss the upgrades that we incorporated into our exterior. So that includes elevation, our backyard, and any of the finishes in terms of exterior that we have selected. I just want to start off this topic to say that you really have to know what is important on your list. My advice to a few of our friends who are currently in the process of starting to build is to sit with your significant other and just go through the list of your must-haves, whether it's structural or just aesthetic finishes within the home. I think it's really important to make that list. So if you do go, for example, for a semi-custom home to the design center, as a lot of people do, or if it's a custom home, go to the different suppliers, you can kind of pick what you want. At the end, they will come back with a quote for you, and you can decide if, that's doable for you to include in your budget. So, I would say just include everything initially and then start taking things out as they go. But have your top, whatever it is, 10, 15 items that are a must for you. It's non-negotiable, and, go from there. Because if you go there blindly, you're going to end up going crazy because everything is so pretty, everything is beautiful. Of course, the people who are going and seeing the model homes are decked out to the nines, guys. They are multi-million-dollar homes that have every upgrade, like every high-end upgrade you can think of. So just make sure that you keep that in mind when you go to the model suites, and also have your list of your must-haves, and then you can start dissecting, and taking away things that are perhaps not as important to you, and maybe you can do later on. The other factor I really wanted people to keep in mind, this is solely for custom build, homeowners, is that when you are building the house, remember that there will be a surcharge from your builder on top of that upgrade. So if you are upgrading, a couple levels up on your countertops, just remember that when they come back to you with that quote, there will be a surcharge from your builder, which makes sense. How is the builder going to make money then? That was one thing that we didn't realize until a lot of the quotes came back to us, and we were kind of stunned, to be honest. But once that initial shock went out the way, we understood, of course, there's going to be a surcharge. How wouldn't there be? So just keep that in mind as well when you're looking at the overall budget. And one last thing, when you are going into these suppliers or design center for semi-custom home builders, just have an aesthetic in mind. What do you like? What colors do you like? Pinterest is your best friend in this, case, because it just gives you so many different ideas. Go through Pinterest, see what you like, see what aesthetic you like, what colors you like, what style you like. And that way you can take those pictures with you to the design center or to your suppliers and say, you know what, this is kind of the floor that I'm looking for. This is the style, this is the countertops, and go in there with, some ideas so you're not in there overwhelmed, which is very easy to do. So sorry for blabbing, but I wanted to put that disclaimer out there so that you know that, the numbers just rack up really quickly. Know what you want, what is important to you, and know that there will be some extra charges from the builder because that's how it is everywhere. So let's get into the exterior items that we chose. So how I'm going to explain the costs for the different upgrades are going to be, via a dollar sign amount. I don't think it's, first of all, helpful and an advantage to anybody for me to give a particular number on an item, because first of all, I'm talking to a lot of people from different countries, from different provinces, and everything is different everywhere. So for me to tell you, I don't know, my floor upgrades were $1,000, that could be totally different for somebody else in a different country or area. So what I'm gonna do is $1 sign will be for a low expense, which is, doable. $2 signs will be an average expense, which, you'll see pretty much most places, and it's a comfortable amount to spend on an upgrade. $3 signs are starting to get up there now. We're looking at a moderate amount of expenditure. And, this really is starting to get into something that you really have to want, or something that is a must on your list. And $4 signs, which is quite a large expenditure on an upgrade that has to be a must on your list. It has to be something that's non-negotiable. So that's how we're gonna go about it, $1 to $4 signs. And when I say that particular upgrade, I'll give you the dollar sign amount so you have an idea of where we're going with this. So let's get into this. The first one for the exterior upgrades is our lighting. We're not even finished this yet because we haven't met with the landscaper yet to even talk about the lighting in the backyard, but we have an idea on this because it's kind of included within our package, I guess, in a sense, our landscape package. So I'm gonna give this $2 signs. We spend a good, a pretty average amount on the pot lights within the fascia of around the house that I had mentioned in my lighting video. If you haven't watched that, please go back and watch it. It was really helpful for a lot of people to figure out where to do and what to do for lighting. So we did have a good amount of pot lights around the house and the fascia. And then some sconces on the exterior, in the front porch and in the backyard. We are also putting in walkway lighting in the front, and in the backyard there will be lighting all around the pool. And for the covered porch, we did some extra lighting fixtures there as well. And with the exterior lighting included in this upgrade was also some of the receptacles that I added. Again, in my video about the backyard and the front yard landscaping, we added some receptacles throughout the beds in the front yard, and then some extra receptacles around the house, in the exterior part of the house, and in the backyard. So again, these were important to do just for future lighting purposes and decorations that we really wanted. So I would say this was an average amount that we spent that most people would probably go for. All right, the second item that I'm going to talk about is the pool and the swim spa. Get ready, this is $4 signs, guys. This was a quite large expenditure I think many people know who have put in pools and put in spas, even hot tubs, know how expensive it is to do any type of exterior work. We already had an idea of what we were going in there with because we just put a pool in our current home a year or two ago. So we had a good idea where we're at with this one. But, you know, of course, this one was now a bit of a different scale, where this doesn't even include any of the interlocks or any type of landscaping around. This is solely the pool and the swim spa. Also, the one thing that really drove up the price of the pool is we are doing an automatic cover, which this was one that was non-negotiable for us. We, you know, have spent the last 2 summers with our pool in our current home, and you know, for us, it was a big pain. A lot of times I'm by myself with the kids, and trying to recover the pool was a disaster. The actual solar cover pool has become moldy over time. We've had to switch it. It's ripped up. It doesn't really protect the pool when there's wind outside. And then when the kids were younger too, you know, there was a bit of a concern with if they fall into the pool. What happens. Of course, now they know how to swim, and we're out of that kind of phase, but you know, it's also good to think for future, for others, if we ever have to sell the home, it would be a great feature to have. So that's what a lot of it had drove up the price. And then we did the waterfalls too. So the waterfalls were probably something we could have done without, but of course, you know, typical Maasai, I had to add a little bit of my flair to it. So, so this was a big cost. Windows. So this one is a big surprise for a lot of people, the cost. I'm gonna give this $3 signs, which again, that's a moderate amount of expenditure, right? But windows are really important. It's not something that you can just switch out and in. You want to get good, you know, quality windows. The style was really important for us as well. We do have several areas where there's large, you know, size windows. And then we did pay a little bit more for the 12-foot sliding doors in the back of the house. Just for more light and accessibility into the backyard. So the one thing that drove up the price, where a lot of people will be surprised, is that we wanted the exterior black, but we also wanted the interior black, and that's kind of what drove up the price. It is, I guess, a large upgrade to get your interior, you know, edges in black. I didn't know that. So when they came back with a price, I'm like, what's this? But it is an upgrade. So keep that in mind for those who love that, you know, black aesthetic for their windows, because I love it myself. We have it in our current home, and I wouldn't have had it any other way, but it is a good amount to spend on. Outdoor fireplace. That's the other one that was an upgrade. I had upgraded the actual fireplace itself. It's an open style fireplace. And I really wanted it to have a bit of a modern, you know, rustic flair. So it was an upgrade. I would give it $2 signs. So it was an average amount. But having said that, a lot of people don't put an outdoor fireplace, you know, in their backyard. So it was an extra. Knowing us and knowing how much we live in our backyard during the summers, this was a must for us, and we just wanted an extra living space where, you know, we can all be together. So this was one that we really loved. Okay, this is the one that my husband and I were not in agreement of this particular upgrade, the stone skirt. So stone skirt, for those who don't know, is the actual stoning around the bottom of the home. And ours was a good amount because we are a corner lot. So ours goes from the side of the home all the way to the front and a little bit to the edge of the other side of the home. So this was, I would give this a $3 signs. It was a good amount. I thought we could just do without it. I would have been just fine without any stone. It actually, I would have preferred it, to be honest, but my husband was all for it. He wanted a little bit more detail on the home. He just didn't want a solely brick home. So I gave him that one, it's fine, you know, and we did actually have to pay on top of the upgrade, an extra upgrade to keep the mortar black, because it was not even supposed to be black on black. It was going to be, I think, a gray on black, and I definitely didn't want that. I just wanted solely a matte black look. So that was one of our other upgrades. This upgrade was a bit of a last minute addition. We were back and forth about this particular upgrade, but I'm glad we added it after going through this last winter. Garage insulation. Ours would have been finished anyway. We would have drywalled it and it would have been done, but it wouldn't have come with insulation in it. So in our current garage, we have the same. It's finished, but there's no insulation, and it's freezing. During the, you know how it gets here, guys, in Canada, sometimes East Coast Canada, it can be some brutal winters, and we really wanted to be able to keep it as warm as possible. Some people actually put heating in the ground in their garages. Some people put heating within the walls of the garage, but we ended up doing just insulation. I think it was more affordable than doing the rest. I would give it $3 signs, because for the amount, you know, area, which is not a lot, your garages are not that many walls, it was quite a bit to spend. So this was something that I left it up to my husband. I said, you know, this is your thing. If you want it, get it. And I think after going through this winter, he said, let's just do it. We don't want to rip it out after and then put it back again. There's no point. So that was one of our last minute decisions. Okay, the next upgrade was adding a door to my husband's interior garage going into the pool storage area. So as you all know, if you haven't watched my backyard episode, please watch it. I think a lot of people enjoyed it because it's a lot of fun doing the backyard. It's probably a more fun episode. But we ended up choosing to do a door into the pool storage so that we have access to our, I don't know, lawnmower if we want, snow blower or any other items, you know, to do with lawn care. So we don't have to actually go around the house to get into the pool storage for all those items. So that was, I think, one of the best decisions we made, because I think it's gonna just be much more accessible and functional for us. That was, I would give it $1 sign, so it wasn't that bad. It's definitely doable. We thought, you know, it's money well spent on this particular upgrade. So we're happy with that decision. Okay, another biggie, the outdoor kitchen. I'm going to give this $4 signs. The reason the price gets driven up so much with the outdoor kitchen is really the appliances. So you're looking at a grill, you're looking at a side burner, a fridge. You're also looking at some of the custom built drawers alongside with the appliances, and then sink, also the surface that will be on there, which is ours will be granite. And not only do we have that on the countertop, but we have that as a facade in the front as well. So all of this together, of course, drives up the price, which makes it that $4 sign level. If it's a must for you, if it's non-negotiable, then add it. Other than that, it's not a necessity, of course. Like I have mentioned, we spend a lot of time outside. We host a lot of get-togethers. We are barbecuing with our friends, and just not having any type of access to, you know, a sink or fridge or any type of storage to keep dishes is really difficult for us. We're in and out of the house, and it's causing a mess for one, and then also it just doesn't allow everybody to be together when there's people over. From the beginning, we said to our builder that we need to have a good amount of outdoor living space so that you know, we can be able to do everything that we love all at once. The next item is car charger. So we talked about this kind of back and forth. This was actually another one that was a bit of a last minute addition. We just figure at some point in the future, I think one of us will end up having, an electric car. And we just figure, let's do pre-wiring for it and setup for it so that all we have to do, whether it's a Tesla charger or if it's anything else, we can have that company come and actually put the full charger in for us. But we've pre-wired it, we've positioned it where we want. And this is a $1 sign edition. I think it's well worth it. Worst case scenario, we never get an electric car and we don't use it. So it's definitely doable. And for those, if you are building, add it in, because later on they'll have to rip into your drywall into your garage and it might get a bit messy and more expensive. So I would definitely add that in to your home if you can. Another exterior upgrade that I wanted to mention was our garage doors. It's actually similar to what we have in our current home because we love it so much, but I would give this upgrade $2 signs. So it was, an average amount. I wouldn't say it was, obscene amount, but I would give it $2 signs. And it's really just the style that we wanted. First of all, we wanted black. Secondly, we wanted, a lot of windows that were not frosted out. And they are wider doors for our garage. So, and there's 4 of them, right? So it ends up adding up. This was one of our other ones. Going back into the backyard, another upgrade that we selected was an infrared heater. I think I mentioned that in my backyard video that we are going to get it pre-wired and put it in later. This, I would give it a $1 sign. It wasn't that, much of a cost. Definitely doable. And for those who have a living space in the backyard, I would certainly suggest this, especially those, times of the year like fall or late spring where it's still a little bit cool and you want to be able to enjoy your outdoor space. And I would definitely add this since it's only, $1 sign. So definitely doable. The last upgrade I wanted to mention, which is the big one as well, I'm going to give this $4 signs, is our tech options in the front and back and pretty much everywhere outside. So we're talking about security cameras in the front of the home, on the side of the house, especially we're a corner lot. So we just wanted to make sure, security wasn't an issue. Cameras in the backyard. We have some surround sound speakers in our outdoor living space where the outdoor kitchen is and where the living area is. We also have some in-ground speakers for music around the pool. So those are also drive up the price. But it adds up, right? As you go, several cameras, surround sound speakers, in-ground speakers, and then it also includes some of our lighting options with being able to use a smart app system for turning on and off lights, timers. So a lot of that is included in there. I could be forgetting other, items under this particular umbrella, but that's for the most part. And tech is expensive. I didn't realize, how much we needed. And we actually slashed a lot of things off the list with our supplier. If you guys haven't watched my tech video, which was quite earlier on with Connor from Slinger Solutions, definitely watch that. It was so helpful. He gave us some great tips. So I didn't realize how it just adds up as we go. And a lot of this stuff we've learned from our current home that we thought it's a must to add. I don't think we would be able to take anything else out to bring the price down. So this was another one that was non-negotiable and a must to do. Thanks for watching this week's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it and it was helpful. If you guys have any questions regarding some of the upgrade prices, like specific prices on these items, don't hesitate to just private message me on Instagram or on YouTube. I'm definitely open to giving you prices. I just don't think it's you know, a really appropriate or helpful for me to do it on this episode, because like I had mentioned, there are people in different countries, provinces, and regions, different suppliers. They all have different prices, and what my price could be, it could be super low in comparison to some of the quotes that you guys are gonna get. So that's why I thought giving more of a range with the $ amount is more helpful, so you have an idea of what's, you know, high versus a low or doable, and then moderate. So I hope that's okay. Leave me some comments and let me know what you think of some of those upgrades, and what you perhaps have chosen for your upgrades if you're building, and then go from there. I will be doing a top 5 or top 10 upgrades, both on positive and negative. Some things that maybe we shouldn't have selected, we could have waited, and then some things that we're so happy with. And I think we're gonna wait for that until we're actually moved into the home and we're, you know, actually living in the space and experiencing some of those finishes. So we'll get into that. But make sure you subscribe to my channel, press that like button, push the notification button so that you can catch my next few videos regarding some of the interior upgrades that we have selected. You don't want to miss out on them. And also catch me on Instagram at Massa Loves Designs, where we talk about all building, decorating, and of course some of the major updates with the home, and they're coming fast. Like I can't believe how much change has happened within even a week. So make sure you catch me there. Have a great week, guys. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.